we got into this process, the biggest thing was we need the food to be awesome.
All I knew is that I liked teal and purple. That was about it for the decorating. I knew what I wanted, but I didn't know how to actually say what I wanted. I just knew I wanted something modern. I liked these colors, but outside we wanted a different kind of feel. And I think those were the amount of words that I used, and she knew exactly what I wanted down to the T. She knew the type of linens. She knew exactly what we wanted outside.
When the couple books with us, we basically hold their hand from start to finish. I get their vision, and we do everything from the tents, the tables, the chairs. We do florals. I do the day of event coordinating. So we really help them put to paper exactly what their total vision is for their day.
You know, the first step was the food, of course, because that's what they're here to do. They're here to feed our guests. So we started with looking at the humongous menu and kind of dwindling it down to what we thought we would like, and then we got to do the tasting.
That was my favorite part,
which was
really.
amazing. So then once we, decided on the food and everything like that, then we got to get into what my favorite part was the decoration part of it. So she showed me a lot of different swatches of colors and different shades of teal and purple and different kinds of fabrics, and then that was where we kind of started and everything branched from there.
Our venue was unique. It was a blank canvas, really.
Canvas. So we walked in before anyone else got there for the reception. They were just finishing setting up, and I couldn't even breathe. I was so excited about how it looked.
We were walking around and just pointing at different things.
Like little kids in a candy store, oh my God.
Yeah.
And then the outside blew my mind because that was a kind of an afterthought. We hadn't decided to do that whole lounge area until maybe 2 months, not even a month before the wedding.
I mean, we literally sat with Lisa and said, hey, we kind of want to have this different vibe outside. Wouldn't it be cool if maybe there were some couches or some, tables set up? And she
was like, I got you covered.
Yeah,
I know what you want.
She was phenomenal.
Like, okay.
She smiled and she said, I think we're going to do this and that. And we just looked at each other and
it was
by
like
that
a
time,
5-minute decision, and then we couldn't believe how it actually turned out.
when you look back and think about it, it was very seamless and very smooth, and you don't think about that until afterwards.
We're fortunate here at Pranzi. We have a phenomenal staff. So we work together and we basically divide and conquer. The room is split up into a grid. Everyone has a section, everyone has a job. The trucks roll in and we just start. Nobody dilly-dallies, you just get right on it. So when they show up, we actually look like we're hanging around because we're now ready.
You're gonna be stressed while you're planning. It's natural. But I was stressed about the smallest little things that probably don't even matter, because I didn't have to be stressed about the big things, like how are we gonna set up a kitchen at the venue? How do we get those tables in there? None of those thoughts even crossed my mind, because I knew that Pranzi was doing that for me.
And that's part of my job, is to make sure none of the details are missed. If she wanted a feather in one spot, I have to make sure that feather's where she wants it.
The communication was great,
Yeah.
Back and forth, whether it was an email or a phone call or a meeting, everything was very seamless. And, if we had a question or if we had, a last minute addition or change, the email communication was awesome.
Instant.
Back and forth.
I was overwhelmed by how many people reached out just to tell us how awesome of a time they had. Great aunts that you just don't imagine them being the one to seek you out to say, I loved your wedding, it was the best wedding, the food was amazing. All of them, were like, who did you use?
And your dad said something like, I didn't expect this from wedding food or something like that. So that's what we were going for. We wanted the food to be amazing, and I think, Pranzi really came through with that. The food was amazing, the entertainment was amazing, the design was amazing. It was just a perfect experience for us.
When you choose Pranzi, we will create the dream that you're looking for.